Hey guys, so it's Team Zombie King back at it again. How are you guys doing today? So check this out. It's Ace talking to you guys. And here we are, guys, back with Paladins OB64. And as you guys can see, as you guys have heard, OB64 is gone. Paladins card systems, unbound, everything is just gone. And I would first like to say is that Androxus agrees with us. RIP OB64. The person that I believe I honestly want to thank the most out of this is hi-rez Chris. And we're going to be going through the Google document that they came out with during the stream that happened yesterday. And we're going to, this video is kind of going to be a very quick video, but talking about what is the future of Paladins. Because a lot of people, majority of people are back with Paladins, guys, because it was dead. It was going down. And yeah, there were a lot of people that were coping, that were there to play in the game, and they were struggling. A lot of YouTube creators, content creators that were making Paladins videos were either stopped making videos like myself, or in general they just stopped working. Or they stopped liking Paladins, but they still did videos because that's what people came to their channel for. But now it's time to change things, guys. And again, hi-rez Chris, thank you so much for joining, leaving Smite, and joining us. And now there's a lot of ups and downs going on what's the future for Paladins. But if we're going over some of the things that, you know, that hi-rez Chris, the big important things that came out in the Google document that came out for hi-rez Chris was, first is that he knows that the big elephant in the room is cards unbound, which is, you know, for the people that are just looking at the video trying to get a sense of what really happened yesterday, is that card system that you hated and you left the game to stop playing, well, it's gone. It's gone. It's not here. And you know, it was for, there are people that are kind of saying, well, you know, what about my level 10 cards? What about the stuff that I worked so hard to get, the money that I spent, all this pay to win? And but the thing is that in the stream they quote unquote said, we will find a way to equally repay you guys for all the work you've done. Because as everybody that has been playing recognizes the fact that it took a lot to get a card to level 10. I mean, it definitely involved you playing every day, so you to try to get your daily crest, your first wins, and things like that. And the thing is that when OB64 came out, they did find a lot of ways so players can work with OB64. Whether they came out with a lot of more game modes, they came out with Paladins Underground, and their cosmetics, oh my god, have gone, the amount of work they've been putting in, you can tell from the beginning of Paladins up to the point that we are at now, they've put in so much work, and it's definitely recognizable too. So going over some of the few things that he said is that, if we go down here, let me see. Yeah, so check this out, guys. So the plan is to release a new PTS system. In the new PCS system, they're gonna, you know, basically a new card system is going to be developed. And he also said, we also want to unify competitive and casual experiences with the card system so that we can use the same system for both, not a bound or unbound thing. That's one of the biggest things that I hated, was the whole aspect of the unbound and bound, and also, and certain things counts, other things don't. Now that's all gonna change. And also, just so we can go up here, is that, so let's see. And this is what he said at the beginning of Cards Unbound. Looking solely at the metrics, the Cards Unbound system introduced in the OB64 has actually been successful in increasing our overall player engagement, and it has. And in the beginning, people complained about it for days, and you guys remember the Reddit, you guys remember so many other things. And the thing is that, and people kind of, I felt like it brought us together more as a community, where, yeah, we hit OB64, but we love Paladins and what it's gonna be. So that's definitely is true. But, and then he said, however, we are not blind, although some of the reason SP Paint troll posts on Paladins Reddit have perhaps made us wish we were. We know the system has angered many of our most loyal fans and become a point of continuous contention in the Paladins community, even inside of hi-rez, which kind of shows that in that hi-rez world, that even though Paladins 64 did bring us more together, and there were a lot of complaints in here in the player base, clearly it goes to show that even though this is not something that you want to say too much about sort of there being disappointments inside of the devs and community themselves, but he also came out and was truthful and said, you know something, this is a problem. We know that it's a problem, and it's great that he came out and he's starting off with honesty. He's starting off listening to players, and one of the things that you guys have to notice is that games like I remember guys, when Fortnite came out, Fortnite was a game that was just completely story based. I mean, completely, story based. There was no thing as battle royale when it came out. Then a few weeks, I think maybe a few weeks later, they came out and battle royale was free, and it's one of the top games played, and it's because they listen to their community, and that's one of the things that he's saying that it's definitely going to be done. So, and then he continued to say, our team will be working over the next major release cycle to remove Cards Unbound from the game. We will be replacing it with a new system that I believe the community will be really excited about, including the reintroduction of the deck building point system and a method of obtaining cards that will be less grindy. And the thing is that, so basically on the stream, he not only said, he said he's taking it off and what the point system can be, but he's listening to the community. There was nothing wrong with the old card system. In my opinion, there wasn't. And I'm sure I don't speak for myself when I say that. And now, so some of the changes that already have been said is first, is that legendary cards will be called talents now. That's what they will be called. And all champion cards will now be free, which how it was before in the old system where you'd have to pay for legendary cards or talents that we now call them. But you also didn't have to pay for cards back then when they took essence out of the system. You just got all the cards. So that's going to be something that's really cool. Also, one big point is that champion mastery will no longer be capped at level 25. Instead, it'll work similarly to player count. So that means that you can have a champion that's like level 40, 50, 60, heck, level 100, and that'll be pretty darn cool. I like that. And card chests will be removed from the game, which is one of the additions that OB64 brought in. And to finish off on talking about Cards Unbound, the release plan is to start testing the new system as soon as we can on the PTS. So you guys are definitely getting a video on that. And your analysis and participation will be very important. So I think one of the biggest things that's going to be is that now hi-rez is going to start listening to us, and it won't be that we all have 60% of the 60 or 70% of the community says I want this, and Paladin says, okay, well, we're going to make it, but there's also going to be a catch. So also one of the biggest downfalls right now of the stream was that Paladins Alpha Grounds will be, at least for right now, it'll be gone. So, but they want to re-release so it says here, when we re-release the mode, it will be in a separate game client under a different name, but it will be relaunched as a new game. So it'll be sort of a separate add-on to Paladin. So it'll be a separate thing. It won't be just, you go to the Paladins client and kind of be like, okay, well, let me go into Battlegrounds. It'll be its own separate thing. So let's go over some of the future things that they want. So if you missed the patch notes, blah, blah, blah. So it says here, listening to your concerns and being as transparent as possible in addressing those concerns. That's one of the goals for 2018 in Paladins. Also, releasing high quality updates, part of our commitment to implementing those quality of life issues that you all have been asking for. So guys, use the Reddit, use it, talk to them. They will listen to us, because God knows if they do it in other games, whether it's PUBG, Fortnite, heck, I've even been looking at games like Battle Right, or even games that I play on like Call of Duty. Like, they do listen to the community, take into account what people are saying, some of the complaints. So definitely, please speak out, as I will be doing it too, and so will the other Paladins YouTube content creators. Will be doing will basically be adding more things to it. So I want you guys, definitely let me know how you guys feel in a comment section about everything. And also, there will be another video on the new champion Khan, which is supposed to be Leanne's battle guard, or just guardian in general. So let me know how you guys feel about that. Again, how you guys feel about OB64 in general inside of Paladins, and what you guys think is to come, and the future of Paladins, and what you guys really believe is gonna happen in the future, and if you guys are gonna stick with it. So again, guys, My name is Ace, my partner ZK, guys, and this is Team Zombie King, guys. And we're out. See you guys.